How's it guys, Dwaine Pretorius here, welcome to my channel. I hope you find this one very interesting. So we're going to cover two things. I'm going to teach you a new skill, okay, and I'm going to answer a very important investment question. Is it better to dollar cost average into an investment or make an investment once off? Okay, so we're going to look over a time horizon of 5 years, but I'll take you through all the details. And the second thing, the skill that you'll be learning is how to build your own basic Excel spreadsheet to answer your own investment questions. So I really hope you find this interesting. If you do, subscribe to my channel, like the video. And yeah, if you want to send me some comments, ask some questions, I'm more than willing to help you answer those. And I hope you enjoy this. Cheers. Okay, so guys, the question here is, should you invest all your money you have at once or dollar cost average it? So just to quickly explain, dollar cost averaging actually just means exactly what it says. You cost average whatever your currency is, you cost average it into whatever investment you're going to make. So first of all, let's quickly think about the assumptions that we're going to take here. I'm going to run you through a way to build your own macros or your own Excel spreadsheet if you want to do this on your own. So I'll also update you if you don't want to go through this whole slow process. I'll update you on what timestamp you can quickly forward to so that we can skip past this part. Okay, but let's say the assumption is the return on investment, or let's say the, what do you want to call it, the investment return you can get is, let's say, 10%. Okay, let's quickly double click on the A so that we can see that. Okay, so investment return is 10%. Let's say you have saved up, let's say whatever, let's say 100,000 of whatever your currency is. Okay, so now what we want to find out is, should I invest all that money once off, or should I invest all that money and do it in the dollar cost averaging method? So let's say the term, I'm just going to say, yeah, we're going to invest that 100,000 Rand in 10 equal payments. Okay, or that 100,000, whatever it is. I work in Rands because I'm from South Africa. So you're going to invest that in 10 equal payments. Okay, and let's say the investment term, we're going to say is 40 years. Okay, 40 years is 480 months. Okay, great. So now we've got our assumptions here. These are assumptions. You can change this whatever you would like to, and I'll link this to different macros as well. So let's just call this for the assumptions, and let's look at the calculation. Let's look at, okay, but wait, let's quickly make another one here. So let's say we have the following crash. Okay, so why would you dollar cost average? First of all, why would you dollar cost average into an investment instead of putting everything in an investment? Okay, because we all know the longer you spend, okay, in a market, the more upside you're going to get. So if I'm going to put 100,000 in for 48 years, sorry, for 40 years, and you're going to earn 10% per year, it's obviously should be better to invest all that money once off. But now here is where it becomes tricky. Okay, and we're going to make this term one, let's just make it years. Okay, and instead of 10, let's make it 5. I'll explain to you now why. Okay, so let's say in year one. Okay, first of all, sorry guys, let me quickly go back to it. Dollar cost averaging is, they say to dollar cost average lessens your risk. Okay, cool, that's fine. Which means you're going to be taking less risk if you dollar cost average into the market. Okay, so let's quickly look at it. Let's say year one, year two. Okay, let's quickly drag these two. So let's say, so that's 5 years, so it's going to be 20k every year. So here we're going to look at market crashes. Okay, insert. Okay, so we said our average investment return would be 10%. Okay, so let's quickly have a look here. return by year. Okay, let's quickly say year 1 we get 20%, year 2 we get a loss of 20%, then we get 10%, okay, then we get, let's say, another loss of 15%, and then we get year 5, let's just say we make 2% in that year. Okay, so in the other years we all are making 10%. Okay, then from year 5 to year 40 we're going to average 10%. Okay, let's just quickly make those assumptions. Okay, so now you get this. Okay, now we need to go see, should I invest it once off, and should I do the dollar cost averaging method? So this will be an interesting one. Let's quickly see if we can do that. Okay, let's call this one the once off one. Once off. Okay, so what do we have to invest? We have 100k. I'll copy. And while I'm building this one, I'm going to play some music for you and talk you through it. This might be a longer video than you guys are used to, but I'm trying something different. Trying to show you how to build these things as well. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to look at that. So what do we need now? We possibly need to figure out how much money we will be making in year 1. So that should be quite easy. So let's say year 1. Year 1. What is your start investment? Your start investment is the 100k, because remember this is the once off method. Okay, let's just quickly write that there. Once off. Okay, so the start is that. Okay, so at the start of the year, which means month 0, so this is the 1st of January, you have 100,000 rand. Okay, your return, let's quickly turn down the music a bit. The return you have here. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so the return you have. The return we said, what did we make in year 1? Oh no. Okay, great. We made a 20% upside. So what we would do is we would go 100k times this amount. Okay, perfect. So we would have made 20,000 rand. So at the end of the year, our investment would be worth, obviously, that one plus that one. Okay, so just quickly to explain this one. So what's nice about this equation that I just did for you here is that if you look at it, it's going to be B5, so that's the amount there, and then it goes to the other cell. Okay, it goes to B13. So if you look at that one, now if I change this one to 30%, okay, it will automatically change. Okay, so it changes automatically. So let's change it back to 20%. So that's the nice thing about Excel, is you can build these things so that they automatically calculate it for you. Okay, so but now, remember, we are investing compoundly. So year 2, your end amount will be, or your start amount will be 120. But what happened in, okay, so now let me quickly show you this. So if you want to start dragging this so it calculates the other parts, let me show you how. Okay, so you're going to go either you can manually type in what do you call it, the dollar signs, or you can go FN, F4, or Control F4, whatever. So you need those two dollar signs. So what these two dollar signs do is they fix that cell, so that when I drag it, that cell stays consistent or constant, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now we're going to drag it. Remember, we've got a minus 20 coming here, so what should happen is this should be minus 24,000. Let's see if that happens. Did it happen? Why did it not happen? Because that cell stayed consistent. Did I need to keep that cell consistent? No. What did I need to do? I needed to do that cell. Okay, because now this is my new start investment. Okay, so let's look at it again and let's fix that mistake. take that out. There we go. Okay, so now it's minus 24,000. So at the end, again guys, it's just a simple one, equal whatever cells you want to plus. That's 1, 2, and then you can get it. So let's see what we're going to end off with. Okay, 96,000. So year 3. Now when you go here and you have two numbers that follow, you can just drag it down and then it automatically populates it for you, so you don't have to keep typing it. So again, what did I do here? I said this cell is equal to the end, so now I can also drag this down. So what will happen now is this cell will automatically go to that cell will automatically go to that cell. So now we're building a nice cool Excel sheet here that just automatically populates it. And again, what did we do here? B14, that was B13. So if I drag this again, it will automatically take that one times this one. Yeah, so it's 10%. So what should happen is should be 9,600. Okay, brilliant. So that works nicely. Remember, we've only typed until year 5, so that should stay that way. Okay, now let's quickly have a look. Now we keep just dragging these two. Okay, so now as you can see here, the 96 we made 9,600. That leaves us with 105. That populates there automatically. But the next year we had a 15% loss, so that generates there automatically. Now we're left with that. Okay, so now what we need to go do is look at year 5. Year 5 we only made a 2% return. So we're left with that amount. So what we're going to do here, it's a bit of a hassle, but what's nice about it is if you want to, you can really go automate this completely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this down to year 40. Okie dokie. There we go. That's it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, now because basically everything has been automated for you, you don't have to go and work out every year, year by year, and do everything every time. So remember, this one links with the top one. Okay, I'm going to drag. Now what you can do as well is you can sit here and drag down that. Okay, so that makes sense because it's 91,000. I made 10% on that here. That goes to that. That amount goes to the start. The end amount goes to the start amount, and now I'm going to make 10% on that as well, because I'm not going to, because I haven't filled it in yet. Now I need to go fill it in. All I do is, because it's a single number, I can just tap this button here and drag it down. It gives me 10% all the way down. Okay, now it's just going to be very simple. We'll see what the effect is. We just drag it down to year 40, and it should automatically generate it for us. So as you can see here, it works out 10%. This is working out on a 10% compounded interest, wherever you're going to find 10%. And what's nice about this is, so you'll see you can see here, that's 2.5 million. So what I also could have done to just make my life a bit easier is I could have went and gone to link this investment return, the one that I'll get average, and I make it fixed. Again guys, you can do the dollars, and then now what would happen, as soon as I drag this one down, it would go to 10%. Okay, it'll stick to 10%. Now you'll see, if I change this amount here in the investment return, I change that to 8%. Look at the 10% here. This will automatically change now. As soon as I press enter, bang, automatically changes, and this is all calculated in that. Look at the difference a 2% return over a 40-year period makes. It's insane. Okay, so it's basically double your money just on 2%. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. So the short answer is, if I didn't dollar cost average and I wanted to, let's quickly make this just a bigger one so that we can quickly see what's going on here. Sorry. Let's quickly look at the result here. What would the result be? Result will be, at the end of 40 years, you will be left with, bang, 2.5 million rand. Okay. Yeah, that's basically what you're left with. Let's just quickly make that look slightly better. Okay, great. So now let's quickly look at the dollar cost average method. I'm just going to call it DC. Again, let's try and copy everything I have here. Obviously, you don't want to do extra work if it's not necessary. So you go DC, you copy. We're going to change. I'm just going to call this DC. saved up. We don't have anything saved up. What we do have here is we will be paying 20,000 Rand per year. Let's call it investment this time. Investment, and we will be doing that 20,000 Rand for 5 years. So what we will need to do is we will need to insert here. Okay, so at the start of this year, let's say the 1st of January, we put in 20,000 Rand. Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to call this column investment. Okay, so this makes sense, that's fine. So now this end period goes to the start period, and this year I've got another 20,000 Rand. Okay, but now obviously, let's say we invest this amount every 1st of January. So now this amount should be different, because we would first put our investment with the previous year's amount. Okay, that will give us a total amount of 44, and we lost 10% on that, so that's 8,800. So first of all, like you can see here, what did you lose here? You lost 24,000 Rand in year 2 with the once-off one, and with the dollar cost averaging, you've only lost 8,800. Okay, so it's not looking too bad actually at the moment for the dollar cost averaging method. I'm not sure what the result will be, but let's have a look. So again, quite simple. I could have actually just linked that amount there, so that next time when I change this, it automatically changes. If I want to drag it now, I need to fix it. I fix that with the dollar signs. You enter. Okay, you drag that down, because we're going to do this for 5 years. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. That makes sense. What we haven't changed yet is this what do you call it, calculation here. Because I've already changed it from here, I can just drag it down. Okay, perfect. So what has happened here? Let's quickly see if everything makes logically sense. This doesn't make logically sense if you think about it, because what I haven't done is I haven't. Okay, so the problem came here is that I should have already just fixed this there. So I should have said that one plus this cell plus that cell will give me a total of 24. Then I should have just dragged this down. Now that starts making better sense. Okay, drag that down to 40 years, because we want to include all 3 cells when we take them together. Okay, let's quickly see if everything makes sense. So we've put in 20. End period was 24. Yes, should have been 44. Take off 8,000. That's that amount. Now I put in another 20. That's 20. That makes sense there. There we go. 20 here. Looks alright. So what's nice about Excel, if you at least check the first 5 to 6 cells and they logically make sense to you, they should make sense straight down, all the way down. Because, okay, so after year 5 we don't invest anything more, and now we're just going back to our old normal method. Okay, which is fine, but let's just make this better. That should still stay 9,000. Yeah, it does. Okay, let's just make it correct, so if we want to fill in a bit later. Okay, so guys, if you look at the once-off versus the dollar cost averaging method, dollar cost averaging, we've got 2540, and the other one we've got 2572. Sure, okay, that's interesting. What I believe happened here is that if you look at our end amounts compared to the, let's look at year 6 here. At year 6 we've got 99, and year 6 here we've got 107. So it's very close to each other, but because that small difference is there, it makes a massive difference in 40, well, not massive difference, we're looking at a 30,000 Rand difference over 40 years, which is not even 1%. So basically what it comes down to is, guys, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel more comfortable with to do that when it comes to your investment, dollar cost averaging or not. That is for an amount of 100,000. So let's quickly have a look here, and let's say we change our 100,000 to $1 million. Okay. What's cool about it now is we can use this page now to play around with our other pages. So it's actually quite cool at the moment. So now we've got $1 million. Okay, what I should have done is I should have linked this investment here this amount. Now it automatically populates. Okay, so if we go million, we would be left with 25 million. Okay, so I think this will probably stay the same. Let's quickly see. If I keep it over 5, let's change this to 10 years. And let's use what happened in the first 5. Let's say that happens in the next 5 as well. Okay, so now, because I did that, you'll see I always lose, in year 2 I lose 20% of my amount. And what we have done is, let's go DC. So it's a 10-year period, so let's say year 1, it should be 100k. Okay, that's fine. So year 100. Okay, remember, like I said, this just makes it easier for you. We can drag this down to year 10 because we're going to do 10 equal investments of 100,000 rand. So what's the difference here? Okay. Now, what is interesting, because of the volatility in the market when it came to this time, okay, you'll see it's actually better to dollar cost average. Our result here is 14 million, okay, with the once-off method, but our result of the dollar cost averaging is 15 million. So yeah, that's actually quite interesting. What's nice about this, if you build this yourself, you can just go and play around with it, see what differences returns make and all that type of vibe. But yeah guys, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if there's any other questions that you might have, feel free to ask me. Cheers man.